Hello again as civilization and progress march ahead. Moving into round 12, Queen Vicky and the UK continue to dominate with 176 progress points to 107 progress points for Otto von Bismarck and Germany. France and the US are still behind. We see now here that Abraham Lincoln has been elected President of the United States. The U.S. is experiencing a period of deep political instability centered around slavery and states' rights. The Democrat Party is divided into three factions with three separate candidates for president. Abraham Lincoln is the candidate of the recently formed Republican Party. Despite winning less than 40% of the popular vote, Lincoln wins by dominating the northern states. Okay, we go to the governance panel where we see that we have a GDP of 319. That came about in large part due to the fact that we won 23 econ progress points in the last round. That translates into 15 tokens, of which 3 are used to keep Mr. Faraday on our payroll. We received 2 royalty tokens, giving us 14 tokens with which to work. We see that Germany has 28 tokens, France has 9, US has 9 also. We dominate in the science domain. There was 7 domain strength points. France has the edge in transportation and engineering there with 3 and 6 domain strength points respectively in the 2 domains. Germany and the US are tied there with 7 domain strength points in the resource. Anyway, let's start here. Let's put some tokens here where we in the science breakthroughs, 8 tokens left over. Let's put a couple tokens here where we have the foundational breakthrough, 4 tokens left over, and let's put the remainder here after paying a royalty to Germany. That particular breakthrough would provide 4 econ progress points and potential royalty payments in the future. And that seemed to work out very well. We won the simplest non-orientable surface, detailed anatomy book, super steamship, the theory of evolution, and we'll get into that a little more. In the early 19th century, the common view is that God created life in a short period. The road to the theory of evolution by natural selection is long. People have been collecting fossils of animals that do not currently exist. Jean-Baptiste Lamarck suggested that the inheritance of acquired characteristics could serve as a mechanism for evolutionary change. Thomas Malthus argued that unchecked populations increase exponentially, whereas food supplies grow only arithmetically. Charles Lyell develops the theory that geological features are created by processes that are slow, steady, and constant. Working from these foundations, Charles Darwin sets out his theory of evolution by natural selection, stating that slight heritable variations of useful traits are preserved over a long time period. Differential reproductive success can lead to the creation of different species. Darwin thinks that natural selection is like how farmers select crops or livestock for breeding, which he calls artificial selection. Alfred Russel Wallace independently conceives of the principle while collecting specimens in Malaya. Some enthusiasts embrace the idea. For example, there is Herbert Spencer, who introduces the phrase survival of the fittest. Humanity starts at the center of being. With the Copernican theory, humanity's special place in the world shrinks. Darwin really puts humanity down to size. The internal combustion engine, spectroscopy, the underground sewage system, the Riemann hypothesis. Soon after the election of Abraham Lincoln, 5 southern states declare their secession from the United States. Supporters of the so-called lost cause argue that secession is a defense for the Southern way of life and is guaranteed by the U.S. Constitution. The Confederate generals and leaders are virtuous and heroic. Slavery is generally benevolent and no worse than the treatment of northern factory workers. South Carolina cannot tolerate a U.S. federal fort blocking one of its most important seaports. The bloody U.S. Civil War begins when the Confederate commander opens fire on the fort. And we see we have 4 juicy choices for advisors. William Thompson, Charles Darwin, that sounds pretty good, Joseph Lister, and Joseph Bazalgette. Well, I think in terms of overall heavyweight, let's try William Thompson. Okay, we see now we have 17 tokens. Germany has 23, France has 9, and the U.S. has 23 also. Germany has the edge in science there with 8 domain strength points. France is leading there in transportation and in engineering, and U.S. dominates in resources there with 9 domain strength points. So I don't know, looks like we're not on top in any of the domains, so we're going to have to use our tokens wisely. So let's see here. It looks like even though France is ahead of in the transportation and engineering domains, they're pretty weak in tokens, so maybe we can exploit that somehow. So let's put something here, something there. Wow, okay. The internal combustion engine would be good to have. Now let's be ambitious here. Let's put one there, one more there, one more there, one more there, and one more there. And let's press the button and pull the chain, and let's see what happens here. Oh, well, we only got 2 breakthroughs. Soda making process, armored frigate. U.S. came out pretty well here in this round with 16 progress points. Well, we did get 15 progress points. So at the end of round 13, we are still ahead there with 210 progress points to 118 for Germany, 59 for France, and 56 for the U.S. Today we played rounds 12 and 13 of 31 rounds. In spite of civil disturbances in the U.S., the U.K. continues its march of progress. In this video, we won the scientific breakthrough, the theory of evolution by natural selection. You may like this 2-hour PBS program that dramatizes the obstacles and eventual triumph of Darwin and his theory. The program covers many of the modern implications of evolutionary theory. Please indicate a like and subscribe to our channel. Your questions and comments are greatly appreciated. Go to Google Play to access the Android-compatible version. You will enjoy many hours of learning and entertainment. Goodbye for now.